Argostars, RB, and even DDD. Denko 40. You guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on us content. So this managed to make top 4 out of its OTS championship, and before you're like, huh? Yeah, huh? I agree with you. So the Argostar stuff is just going to be the basic setup. You know, you want to be able to use the traps to be able to have their advantage effects. That's a pretty common thing with this stack, but also, you know, this is going to ensure that we'll be able to get those traps beamed back up onto the field. But also, we do have the Apophis in both versions in here, just for like the extra negate, and the Serpent just to be an extra little set out here to guarantee that you can be able to kind of have access to that. Now, you're going to see down here in the side deck, we do have the additional Apophis. We also have the Statue of Anguish Pair. You're kind of doing what Odeon was doing, you know, you're using the traps to put this pressure on your opponent so that basically, you know, you can kind of play the game. Kind of a strange concept for most people that, you know, we have to rely on these trap cards to kind of flourish and, you know, control the game, but I think that's fine. Now, because we are playing, you know, some sort of 4 toolbox good stuff here, we can actually make the Exciton Knight and actually go into the Fiendsmith combo, because Requiem just needs to see a light fiend monster. That's why, you know, generically having the mini goddess just creates too many problems when, you know, you're going to have to narrow it down a little bit more to get access. Because we're also playing That's 10 and the You're Finished combination here, which it is going to take a lot for your opponent to get this. But, I mean, if not, you're just going to be accessing, you know, a free little attack boost until that time comes where you have to expend this to get the You're Finished to basically be able to clean things up for your opponent. But pretty straightforward little combo, and a lot of devastating action that can come together off of the correct lines here. Next up here, we have RB. We have been following so many RB innovations over the last couple weeks, you know, from the YCS Pittsburgh to now you're getting to see Psychonos being used again. We have seen how good these little packages that can, yes, access the Sky Striker stuff, but it also just depends on, you know, what bits and pieces do I want to shove together. You know, is Psychonos going to be a payoff? You know, is discarding a spell card to get this beamed out, is that going to be an issue? Realistically, I don't think it's going to be an issue. You have 22 spell cards here, and honestly, you know, you want to be able to get the spells set up anyway so that you can start to get some access to the engage value here so you can do your thing. Now, this build is also playing Urgent Schedule in the main deck. So I think the reason why they've chosen to play Urgent Schedule is when you go second with this card, it feels wonderful, man. All right, like the card does do some fantastically good things. It's just when you go first, it's going to be dead, which is fine because then we can turn it into Psychonos fodder so that you can actually kind of feel into it. I think that's why I like this list. I like that this list has a blend of going first and going second tools together, but also, you know, if you're going second, you have a lot more good stuff along the way. We're also only playing 1 Widow Anchor in here, which I think is fine. You know, you want to have the extra little piece to be able to go off of. You know, if you do see the engage, you get free access into the Hornet drones, or you can go into the Psychonos, pivot into the Rose, get the additional spells out. It's just going to kind of see where you need to go. You can also obviously Hayate with the Kagari combo, depending on if you need to go first. You can also get into the Shizuku and get yourself another little advantage piece, but obviously that's not what you really want to be doing. Also, haha, Denko Sekka, funny, as we talked about last week. Some DD. What the hell are you doing here? So, funny enough, I actively believe that you can actually use Dark Necrofear in this list as something crazy, because it is a free spell summoned by banishing 3 fiends from the graveyard. And then what, during the end phase of this card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed in your monster zone by an opponent's card and sent there. This turn, target face card your opponent controls and equip this card to it, and while it's equipped to that monster, you get to take control of it. Everything in here is going to be a fiend monster. You're going to have zero, and I mean zero problem, getting access to this. But I also see we're playing the Grinning Grave Virus, which is a tribute to Dark Monster with 3,000 or less attack. Your opponent destroys one card of their choice in their hand or deck for every 500 attack that monster had. Tribute to a monster with 2,000 or more attack to activate this card. Look at your opponent's draws until the third activation turn and destroy all monsters among them. And then cards destroyed and sent to the graveyard by this card effect cannot activate their own effects with on that same turn, which is really, really good. Also do see we have Eradicator, we have the Dark Contract with Errors. I don't really feel like I see Errors come up all that much as a card. Like, if anything, this is just kind of something to, I guess, think about playing in the back burner here as well. We also do have one Dark Ruler in the main. I guess you've also, can toggle into the pieces because you do have access to the thrust here, which I do think works out very, very nice. This list is so strange to me for what you've got coming together that I'm almost just kind of in awe. Next up here, yes. Nothing says free Mitsurugi value than the exciting Water Barrier statue. Water. Also, hello, Mr. Denko Seka. And this is all because, depending on how you want to structure this list, we can actually bring it all together on the thought process of 7th Tachyon, baby. 2 level 8 monsters here tends to bring us into Dragluxion. And anytime Dragluxion is going to be involved, it is going to be a pain in the butt, because Dragluxion's purpose to search for 7 Tachyon. Oh, hey, we have a water monster that we can reveal. Let's go ahead and search for our Water Barrier statue. Now that we've gone first, now your opponent's not going to get the chance to play the game. The reason why you're playing the Denko Seka, as we've seen in a lot of these videos, is the fact that you watch a Draco player, go la-di-da-di-da, and they start to combo up all of these little pieces. They're starting to gather all of their good cards that they're going to need. They set 3, and it's Sting, some other stuff. Going into your turn, if you are able to see that Denko Seka and slam it on the table, it really, really, really can change the course of the game. And I mean, like, not just change the course of the game, but holy shit, your opponent is not going to have a fun time. And that's why I like Denko Seka. I think Denko is, for what we've seen from this card is game-breaking in the things that you are able to do with this. So, once again, very happy to see some access to Denko Seka. Very, very nice. And then we have just what you would consider as a normal day in the office for Yummy. And then you come down here to the Golden Idol. We've seen this thing, Blue Eyes, the last time we saw this. But once per turn, you can look at your opponent's hand. Also, this card's name becomes Thousand Eyes Idol till the end phase. And if this card is banished to send the graveyard by a card effect, target 1 effect monster your opponent controls and equip that to a Eyes Restrict or Relinquish you control. That cannot be normal summon. And then we don't even give a crap about that. We care that we're playing a level 1 that we can actually search for off of the Pyre's map here to peek into your hand to know how we as the Yummy player need to construct our opening field. Do we need to play around Nibiru? Do we need to play around Ash? What sort of broken tools are you going to have to stop us? And with that knowledge, that's why things like the Golden Eyes Idol, why these cards turn into very, very problematic things, because just being able to stop by these, it is a little bit problematic to see. So I am not surprised to see the Golden Eyes Idol being put up on a pedestal here and being flaunted as this little tech choice, because it is ingenious, and especially within a space like this, where you've got these tools to, bring this together, it does definitely seem like a good choice for the deck building. So, what do you guys think about these incredibly interesting lists? Please comment down below what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back here in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.